छाया आसमान देखो झूमता गगन है छाया आसमान देखो झूमता गगन ज़मीन आसमान झुक गया झूमता गगन मेरे झूमने जहां ये कैसा नशा प्यार का समा वही समा झूमे आसमान होश तो खोले प्यार तू ले ले संग मेरे झूम गा कैसा नशा होश है कहाँ होश तो खोले प्यार तू ले ले संग मेरे झूम गा Woo-hoo-hoo. We are smoking up some stuff here. All righty. Hello, 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 hello. It's Saturday night. Do you know where your mother is? I know where mine is. Woohoo! And so far, yes. I think she had a good day today. Even though she couldn't find her hearing aids, I think she had a good day today. I just got off the phone with her. She's like, I'll call you back. I don't think she's going to be doing that. She was tired. She's going to go to bed. Okay, so it is Saturday. It is October 18th. Yeah, the big 1-8. And here we are, Saturday night in the Star Room, the Starry Night Live. And let's see if I can change a little something here, and then I'll get to see who's all here. And I know we've got some folks who've already contacted me, already sent channel gifts. So we've got work. I've got work to do. I've got work to do. And we end at 11 p.m. It used to be 3 hours. I got to save my eyeballs. 2 hours. It seems to work pretty well. And then it forces me to do speed readings for those of you who show up, but who, yeah. And then that way I spend more time. Oh, we do have a chat here. Hello, hello, hello. All right, we got some folks here. All right, let's see what we're working with. All right, so for anybody who is here, welcome, welcome. This is Allastrology, and my name is G. And we do this every Saturday night. I look at astrology charts. I look at your astrology chart. If you want that done, you have to have your birth time. So you have to have your birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state, and you email that information to me. Then I can draw up your chart and have it prepared before we go live. That's the goal anyway, right? That's how we can move fast. If it's a slow night, and if I got somebody who's never had their stuff looked at before, if it's a slow night, then sometimes I'll take a chart and create it right then. But ideally ahead of time is best. So every Saturday we're here, and the last Saturday of every month, we do the very same thing we're doing right now, but we do it privately. It's a very small group. I've got the charts ahead of time. I already know who's going to be there. It's limited seating, purposely done that way. So it can be small and people can actually, communicate and usually people feeling more comfortable to talk about things they might not have been able to talk about. And it also gives me a little leeway too, as to reading somebody's chart, because certain times there's just things you see where you're like, oh God, should I say this? So in a private kind of atmosphere, it's a little bit different. So with that said, let's get to work. My email is down below. I forgot to mention that. Email is down below to send the digits. Email is down below for you to find out how to get in on the Starry Night Lives if you want to do that. So that's the last Saturday of every month. And there's also the Cash App, the Venmo, ways that you can gift the channel. For those that gift the channel, I spend more time on your chart on the live stream. It's that simple. For everybody else, we give them a speed reading. All right. So let's get to work here. And let's see where I'm at. All right. First come is Abatha. How's it going there, Abatha? You're number one. I'm going to give you a number, by the way, everybody. I'm going to give you a number. When I call that number, you got to be ready. You got to be ready. And you have to come into the chat to let me know that you're still here, because some people are like, they're impatient, they leave, and I'm not going to read a chart if nobody's here. So Abatha's number one. Yep, number one. Magically Intuitive, how are you? Magically Intuitive is number two. Teamwork, you're number three. Teamwork. We never look at your chart. What's going on with that? Ember Grudge. I don't recognize that name. I don't know. Maybe you're under a different name, but if I don't have your stuff, then I'm not going to put you in the thing. I'd have to have your stuff to look at your chart. So technically, unless you have a different name, meaning I have your chart, I just don't recognize that name, then you would be number 4. But if you don't, then we're moving on. Donna Marie is here. Donna Marie, how the heck are you doing, Amiga? Yeah, hopefully you're doing well. It's kind of a vitalizing day, right? All right, Cats is here. Cats, what's going on, Cats? Nice and smoky. Oh, yeah. Did you see all that smoke? Yeah, that was kind of crazy. The lower part kind of lit where it was really dry. Had never been burned before, so it just lit up, and that was great. And then Audi, you're here. All right, so let me go back again. All right, so Abatha, number 1. Magically, number 2. Teamwork, number 3. And Ember, get your digits to me. If you get your digits to me, we can still include you for number 5. Did I count that right? Oh, hold on. Let me shut this other crap off so that we don't have any interference here. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, that would be number 4 for Ember. I'm sorry. Donna Marie would be number 5. Cats would be number 6. Audi would be number 7. So remember these numbers. Teamwork says, don't count me. I'll pass. Teamwork, you're always passing. What's up with that? You just don't have anything that you want me to look at? That's fine and dandy. We'll scroll on through. Yep. So when I call your number, when I say your name and I give you a number, you just say just like Teamwork did, just say I'll pass. That way we know. Let's see here. Okay, it might be a slow night. Hey. Then y'all can bring in your spooky stories, your paranormal, your unexplained, right? We can do that. It's freaking October, man. I usually do paranormal from September and on. I'm a paranormal geek. Donnie Laws had some interesting stories that he put out a video. I thought, ooh, there's some fascinating stories. Yep, Venus and Libra spread the love. Absolutely. Jupiter helps too, right? For sure. Especially among the public. All right, Abatha, what's going on? Let's get to work. Abatha, you're up. Let's see here. Let me get your chart in here. Abatha with an A. Yes. Let's take a peek. Abatha, are we looking at anything different? Because I think we kind of looked. Yeah, we've been looking. There we go. I got you. I should have you in here twice. It's kind of crazy, I know. I'm just waiting for my stuff's moving a little on the slow side. And let's get this up here. Let's see if I can share this. Yes. They say, yes, you can share it. Go right on ahead. Shazam. Abatha is number 1. All right, Abatha, what are we looking at? Did you have a specific question about this? Hey, Stacy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Um, Stacy's like, I'm passing. Okay, I got to fix this damn chart. Oh, there we go. That's better. Get the chart to go big. Yes. I got to remember which one that is. There's like 10 different options, and it's like, okay, so where's the one that really works all the time? Okay. Or that I think is good. Oh, cats. I see what you did. That was very nice of you, cats. That was very nice of you to take over, to be like, I'm going to organize this shit. Stacy, how are you doing? You're in yeah, I know Alaska got really hit with the flooding and stuff, and a lot of folks displaced. I think it was further out from you, but man. Okay, so here we go. Abatha, are you still here? I don't see you back in the chat. I have your chart up here. If I don't see you, I'm gonna be like, okay, I gotta just. Oh, look at that! Look what cats did. That was very nice of you, cats. But is Abatha here? Yeah, Abatha, I need you to come back into the comment and to be like, hello, I'm here. I want my chart read. Or yes, I'm listening. Are you there, Abatha? Okay, going once. This is what we do. Going twice. And then you go to the back of the line. I got to see your comment that you're here because you might have just jumped in to be like, hello, and then left. Sometimes people do stuff like that. Or they got to go to the bathroom. They got to get something to eat. They get a phone call. Shit happens. It was far away. Okay, good. That's what I figured, but I just thought, damn, I hope everything is okay. Okay. Abatha, I'm not hearing from her. I already pulled her chart up and everything. So that's kind of a bummer. We're going to have to put you to the back of the line, girl. All right. Magically Intuitive. I got to pull you up because Magically Intuitive said I'm here. All right. That's how we're going to do it. It's great to be first, but you got to be here when I tell you it's your turn. Otherwise, we got to put you at the end of the line. All right, so let's do that. Let's go and move and get Magically Intuitive in here. Let me get the chart up for Magically. And Abatha, if you're listening, if you just came back from wherever, maybe you had to make a donut run or something, get some coffee. Who knows? We put you to the end of the line. It's not a big line, but we have to rotate. So you're still in it. You're just not number one anymore. You're now. There we go. We had to give you a nudge. All right. So we got to rotate it through. Here we go. Magically Intuitive. What are we checking out for you? Anything in particular? There's your chart. Magically said, I'm here. Very good. I wanted to see the marriage proposal. Oh. Ooh. Does that mean that already happened and you want to see it like with the astrology? Or you're like, hey, where is my damn marriage proposal? I'm waiting. Let's see. Let me pull up this chart and let's see. Seems like we never get away from the love, right? It's always a thing here. Always a thing. All right, let me kind of refamiliarize myself real quick here. Okay, a retrograding Mercury. Yeah, that's good to know. Oh, shocks and surprises. You got the Uranus and Pandora together at 0. Wow, Pluto's sitting there. Oh, okay. Right. Pluto just got done with its retrograde. Let's put these on here real quick. Put the transits on the chart and we'll take a peek. Okay. So Pluto, because, a marriage proposal would be a big deal. But with right now, you're in a Pandora's box. You have a trine, Pandora box right down here in your 5th house, which is on your Humea. Just actually got off of it a little bit. But yeah, it's right there. And plus the moon is right here right now too. You see the moon at 29? So it's conjunct your Pandora. 5th house is romance. Ooh. Yep. The love boat. And it's in Libra. Significant one-on-one relationships. But here's Pandora's box, training your natal Pandora's box up there at 0, which is part of the surprises because you have Uranus right there too. So there would be, something new, sudden, different, and surprising. Plus you have Uranus, trining your natal Uranus. Like, whoa. Big deal, huh? Absolutely. Kind of hard to be a surprise though, right? So let's see what else is going on for you. Let me see some basic things real quick. Your sun is over there. Your Venus is hidden. Aha. So you have a Venus in your 12th house. It's in Taurus. So Venus rules Taurus. That's nice. It's in your 12th, which can be hidden. Love can be hidden. Desires can be hidden, right? That's Venus. My values can be hidden. Can be across the pond. Can be far away from me. Can be subconscious. But, having a Venus and Taurus in the 12th, sometimes you just know shit. That's just the reality with 12th house energy in general. All right, so let me see what's talking to your Venus. All right, well, we got Venus here, this Venus, also in its sign, right? Venus also rules Libra. So let's see. Aha, training. She was training your 5th house, your midheaven, 5 degrees. That's where the 5th came in. But she's now at 6. This Venus is now at 6, but we have the 7 degree in Aquarius. This is the health report card of our goals, of our long-term commitments. And it can be friend energy, but it's long-term. And we think Saturn energy. So this could be a long-term commitment. There could be a little bit of that. And let me see what you have over there in some air. Okay. All right. Your sun is at 3 degrees. Oh, okay. So the Venus passed that up already, but yeah, 2nd house. Let's see. 8th house too. Bonded energy, deep bonds. Where's your Scorpio? 7th house. Bam. Okay. And there's the Mars at 18 degrees on your descendant. You see that too? And Mercury's right there. The only thing is Nemesis is part of all this, okay? I think we kind of have to pay attention to this Nemesis. It's been coming up a lot lately in a lot of the astrology and in the charts. This Nemesis has been, and Nemesis, of course, would be, well, like an enemy type of energy. And so the only thing I have to say, and not, doesn't have to be an enemy, but, it could kind of make things a little tricky. We'll put it like that. So you've got Mercury, Nemesis, and Mars together on the house cusp line, 7th house of partnerships and marriage, right? It's also the location of open enemies, by the way, for sure. So you will have Mars there. And as the week goes on, we're going to have Mercury and Mars traveling together. Mercury's a lot faster than Mars. So Mercury, the interesting thing is, let's get forward here. And I'll show this. Okay, so Mercury pulls ahead of Mars. Now, let me see in your 3rd house of communications, 17, 21, Jupiter 24. You know what? You do have Saturn at 23 in your chart. Okay. This is going to be kind of, might be kind of tricky. The Jupiter's going to do a retrograde. It's going to do a retrograde and go over your Saturn. And that is long-term commitments for sure. Okay. And Jupiter would be the marriage. It would be the person you're marrying type of stuff. So if you're in a committed relationship and you're like, oh yeah, when is that coming? You have Jupiter in the house of communication. It's in your 3rd house. So information, and it's in Cancer energy. So if this is what you want, you do have this Jupiter, which will stand still when it begins its retrograde, which means it'll make a strong connection to your natal Saturn at 23. And this Saturn will be there. And so that's probably going to be one that occurs. I mean, I guess it could happen sooner, but in my mind, yeah. When we get the Jupiter retrograde beginning, because the Saturn will have moved on, and you'll have Saturn standing still at 24 degrees. You see what I'm saying? So Jupiter will be, and this is Saturn is that long-term commitment energy, right? And that's what marriage is. We're in a partnership we're trying to have it last for as long as possible. That is what we're trying to do. So let me, man, the software. Okay, let me just move some stuff ahead a little bit for you. Yeah, so that's in the beginning that Saturn begins its retrograde. I'm sorry, begins its retrograde. It gets to 25 degrees in November, but then it starts to go backwards. And you see on the chart, Jupiter is already retrograding here. Let's see let me back it up a little bit so we can give you a date. Yeah. Okay. November 10th, November 11th. And it's even possible because of the slowdown that Jupiter has to do before it begins a retrograde. Yeah. It's possible things could kind of kick off before then. You might hear something before then. Because then Mars is in Saggy, and it's all about our future then at that point in time. Sagittarius energy, all about our future. And the communication is still going. Mars and Mercury are still working together. Remember, Mercury's retrograde, though. Okay. So that's going to be super important to remember. Sometimes things have to change. Sometimes, there's just conversations that have to be had in general. So just keep that in mind. All right, I am moving on. Abatha checked in to say hello. Hopefully she's okay. Oh, I see she came back. Okay. Well, we put you at the back of the line because you weren't here when we called you out, which is fine. We're going to be moving along here. So let's get to the next. We're going to number 3. Who was number 3? Can someone tell me what number I am? Well, you just got to do all the counting, right? So Abatha is at the back of the line now. Magically Intuitive is done. Teamwork is passing. Ember Grudge, I don't think is here. It was a name I didn't recognize. So that means we're on to Donna already. Donna, I think, was number 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll give Donna number 4. Kat's number 5. Audi number 6. Oh, Audi said she's number 7. My mistake. Audi's number 7. Very good. Kat's number 6. Audi number 7. You see? You're all with it. That's excellent. So, Stacy, I think you came in after that, but here you're saying you pass. So it's complicated. Yep. Again, really complicated. You would, I guess, be number 8 if you didn't pass. Yeah. And so Abatha got here right before Kathy. So then Abatha, that puts you back into the fold. Number 9, Abatha, right? Puts that back in. Kathy Boykin, number 10. What's going on, Kathy? Carmela, not sure of my number. Carmela, do I have your digits? I would have to have your birth date, your birth time, your birth location. And I have to have, I got to draw up a chart and all that good stuff. So get your digits to me. I have an email down below, or you can just throw it in the chat. If it's slow, we'll get to you. Murphy says, I think I am 4th. Murphy. Huh. Murphy? No, I don't recognize your name, and it's not about me recognizing it. It's in the order of the chat. Number 4, you're definitely not. Oh, I see. That must be Donna. My bad. Is that Donna? No. Is Murphy Donna? So, Donna, are you still here? Let me know where you're at, Donna, because I think you're next. But yet, yeah. The name that just simply says Murphy, don't know who you are. Unless you're, I don't know why. Donna Marie is Donna Marie. Donna Marie, you're actually next. And Donna Marie was number 4. Yeah. Oh, Ember Grudge's Bonfire. Ember? Bonfire? Yeah, you must have checked out on us. Absolutely. Um, is Donna here? Yeah, Ember, you would have been number 3 for sure. Oh, I know it's confusing, Murphy. I totally get it. So, yeah, I checked out of the bathroom. Yeah, I understand. So, Donna came in to say hi, but then Donna's not here. All right, so let me move along real quick here. Let's see. Now Stacy says, just have a simple question. I'm not passing. Oh, okay. All right, well then we'll get you in there. So, since Katz was a darling and created this little list for me. All right, magically intuitive, Ember, Donna Marie, Katz. Katz, you're next because Donna's not here or she's not answering. Going once, going twice, going 3 times, Donna. And then it's Katz. Katz, are you here? Katz, are you there? Katz made the list. Katz, what am I looking at? You're up. Going once. Come on. I just sent an email. Oh, great. I'm sorry. That helps. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, with the oh, okay. 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 Right. It can be tricky. Okay. I don't want you to give up though. No, 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 no. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, that was the way to do it. I hope you found the one explaining the where you can see the ephemeris. Okay. So for example, the moon today is in Virgo. Absolutely. You are correct. All right, let's get your chart up here and we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Absolutely. This is a great lesson. It's an important thing. Let's get your chart on the screen. Excellent question. Thank you for being so detailed with it. It helps to understand. And let me get your chart up here. Okay, so here's Katz. And let's get that on the screen. Okay, my phone wasn't supposed to be making noises, but it is. What's going on with that? I thought I turned everything off. All right. All right. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the channel gift, Katz. I appreciate that. And let me see. Oh, it didn't do it. Let's get it to the stage. There it is. Very good. Excellent. I got that done. Okay. So here's the deal. All right, let me do it like you would do it if you were at home or if you're do you have is your chart printed up? Let me start with that. When you're trying to journal or at least follow the moon. We'll put it like that. When you just want to follow the moon and find out where it's sitting in your chart. Did you print your chart out? Because many times, especially when it's something that we're starting, it's a lot better to start with it like as a piece of paper. And that's literally what I used to do. I would start off with a piece of paper and I would draw, I'd put the moon, where it's at, because having that visual, then it was easier for me anyway on a piece of paper. And so it's a matter of if you have your chart, can you print your chart up? Now, you don't have to do that, right? Well, I don't want to get too complicated. So let me start by showing you this, which means let me switch this out and get this chart on the screen for you. We'll mark that one up a little bit and let's get that over there with the green so I can see it. Okay. And let's switch this. Stop the screen, stop the madness, and let's get this other chart up here. Okay, we got a different chart. It's your chart, Kat, so we're still good. Now, here's the moon right now is in Virgo. Okay. And The moon right now is at 29 degrees of Virgo. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the moon and I'm going to go and find, first of all, Virgo energy because the moon's in Virgo. You follow? So here's your Virgo in your chart. You got Virgo in your 7th house. So it takes 2.5 days for the moon to go through a sign, which means that right now, having the moon sitting here in your Virgo energy, right here at 29 degrees, that's where the moon is right now, which means you have the moon in your 7th house of significant one-on-one relationships. And you just had it sitting on your Vesta because you have Vesta right there at 28 degrees. You see that? That's your Vesta at 28. Okay. So because it takes the moon 2.5 days to go through Virgo energy, that means the moon had been traveling for 2.5 days through your 7th house. So this would be the emotions with significant one-on-one relationships, professional and private, people who are important to us. Okay. And your values and your money may have been a thing because Venus is right there. Venus you got a Venus at 9 degrees. She can be striving for something very high, like imperfections. And that's actually a very idealistic yet unrealistic energy when we expect it of others. Not saying you did or that you do, but in the house of relationships, right? And maybe these people, significant relationships, were putting that on you. Maybe they had these high expectations possibly of you in terms of values, desire, money, perfection in some way, domestically and with work, right? And that combination of both. But you have a lot of stuff in your 7th house, right? So the moon was dinging each of them. It was pressing the button of each one of them. You follow? Which means tomorrow, well, not just tomorrow, but shortly, the moon is going to move it to 0 degrees of Libra. So it's really going to change the energy because Virgo energy can be quite picky, actually. It can be quite critical. And it would be, if there's critical stuff going on, it would be critical of people who are significant in your life. And they may be critical towards you. You follow? Because that's Virgo. It nitpicks, it finds the little things, and it says, it sees what should be better, what can be better, right? And it may sometimes have a hard time recognizing that it's doing that. So that's where the moon is. And so once the moon makes this move for the next 2.5 days, it will then be in Libra. Because you have Libra at 13 degrees on your 8th house, that means you're still going to have the moon in your 7th house. The moon doesn't move into your 8th house until it gets to 13 degrees of Libra. Okay? And see, once you know where the moon is, you can pretty much, instead of having to look at an ephemeris all the time, the moon moves 1 degree every 2 hours. So these are just little things you might want to write down, like the moon moves 1 degree every 2 hours. It stays in a sign every it changes signs every 2.5 days. So without looking at an ephemeris, especially if you have a lot of planets, right? You can be like, oh God, I know it's there and it's going to be touching on my Saturn, right? And then it's going to be touching on my Jupiter, right? And then it'll be touching on my 8th house cusp line. That is just a really simple way to do it, in my mind, without, doing any calculations or any craziness and having to always look at the ephemeris. So let me go over to the chat real quick for you and see. And let me see, Kat's, where's she asking for the ephemeris? Can I get, okay. Yes, I have it printed. Oh, wonderful. So does the moon keep circling around? Yeah. In the same order. Yes. Then my houses are those. Okay. So this makes so much more sense. Oh God, I'm so glad it makes more sense. Yes. Yeah. And here's the other thing too. I will tell you, since this made sense for you. Well, hold on before I start speaking. Then my houses are those numbers on the sides of the sign. Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's another thing too that might maybe it's something you're, you know, I'm going to start doing like 101 courses and 202 and 303s. Okay. And I'm going to do it this way, not necessarily on the live stream, right? I'm going to do it the way I do my private lives. But I'm going to have it mapped out where people who feel that they need 101, like I'm just beginning, we're going to have a specific time and day for that. Okay. And I'm just tossing this around in my brain right now, but I know there's a need for it. And I know the kind of astrology I do is like a little intense. But I don't want the people who are just starting to be lost. I want you guys to have a solid ass foundation. I really, really like that is one of my strong passions, truly is. So, to answer your question, yes, your eighth house begins at 13 degrees. Yes, that's what that's what these numbers are for that are out there. So your seventh house begins at 27 degrees of Leo. Okay. Your sixth house begins at 26 degrees of Cancer, and so on. You follow? Okay. And this is because I use a tropical Placidus house system, because you might see charts or other people might say things and be like, oh, well, I only have this, in a whole house system, there's just one sign per house. But I use this system because I find it to be the most accurate for me. It makes sense for me. This just works for me. Okay. So for you, yeah, you have Virgo and Libra in your seventh house, both of them. And then you have Libra and Scorpio in your eighth house. Look at that. You have Libra and Scorpio in your eighth. You see that? Because your Libra begins at 13. And then the eighth house ends right where the ninth house begins at 16 degrees of Scorpio. All right. So, yes, my houses are those numbers on the side of the sign. Absolutely. Absolutely. You are welcome. You are totally welcome. And I read the email. And so as far as converting, yeah, you can try, what's the other one? Cafe Astrology. Because some of those sites have an ephemeris sometimes that you might be able to tweak the time zone, like before you look at the ephemeris, as opposed to having to convert it. You understand what I'm saying? Because yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass to have to do that, but you can at least you know, have some options, and anything to make it simpler is better. Okay, so let's move this on, and let's get this going here. All right, so oh, thank you, Cats. I just realized all that you did. That was very kind of you. I appreciate that greatly. Yeah, Stacy normally jumps in and takes it over, or Lou S does, but when people aren't here, then I'll just slap a number on y'all and I call your number, you got to go. So that was, what's the next number? I don't even know. All right, we're moving along. I think Audi was next, if I am correct. Yeah, Audi was the next one. Audi, are you here? Is Audi here? Audi is next. No, you didn't do horrible. You did great. Yep. Yeah, and if you, like I said, if you printed your chart out, that'll make it even easier. Because once it's a different language. Astrology is a different language. It's a universal language. It's a divine language. But once you learn it, then it's like, okay. Okay. And it doesn't mean you have to be an astrology geek like me, but at least, it doesn't feel so freaking foreign, right? Audi's not answering, so we're moving on. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Audi. All right, we're going to the next one. That's how this works. You got to be up. You got to speak up. You got to come into the chat and say, I'm here. because I'm not reading a chart when someone's not here. I'm just not doing it. So, let me see where I'm at. Stacy. Okay. Oh, Stacy made a list too. Oh, that was nice. Stacy number 8 and then Kathy. All right. So whenever someone's not here, we assume we just put that as I'm passing, and then we move to the next person in the chat, the next person in the queue. They automatically, it'll be their turn next. So there it is. It's Stacy and then Kathy. Okay, so Stacy, what was your question, Stacy? Thank you for doing that, by the way. You had a question, you said. Oh, she's already got it. Synastry question. All righty, Synastry. The question is, how would Eros conjunct partners' ascendants affect each other? Don't hate me. I definitely miss your humor. How would Eros conjunct partners' ascendants affect each other? Well, it depends on the individual chart, meaning where's their natal Eros. So don't hate me. So I'm going to say right back to you. Don't hate me. Let me, I guess, get your chart up here so we can kind of understand this for people who are watching at home and who are listening. Let's see if I can get that in here. Although you said you didn't even want your chart up. So I'm going to make it really fast then, of course. And let's see if you have. So, I mean, from the way this sounds, you're asking me, there's partners, and each person, which means they would have the same chart, essentially, to have Eros both conjunct their ascendants, right? That's what you're saying here. Eros conjunct partners' ascendants affect each other. Yep, that's how that sounds. And Eros is, yeah. Isn't Eros supposed to be the one carrying? It's like the son of the Cupido thing, right? Where it's like a connection, a love connection, but the one with the arrow type thing. If I'm understanding that question and what you have written down there. Let me go and find you again real quick. But if it's conjunct somebody's ascendant, like I said, I would have to see their chart. I would just have to see their chart to see where their Eros is, where their natal Eros is, and what sign it's in. Does I know that doesn't. I know she's like, you just answered, but you just gave me more questions. So I'm just going to quickly find your Eros. I hope to God that I have it marked in here. Unless you know where it is right off the bat. Let's get it up here so we can kind of see what the hell she's talking about. Okay, let's get that fixed. Let's get that off the screen. Yeah, do we have Eros in here? I'm sure I do. No, that's the Vulcan. Well, let's see if I can get it up here. I know I'm taking too much time on this one, especially if I don't see it real quick. Oh, maybe it's not in here. Yeah, Stacy, maybe I don't even have it on your chart. Do you know where yours is at then? Hello? Is she there? Is she answering? Stacy's not answering? Okay. Well, this is complicated. Yep. I mean, I would need to see the chart and I would need to see where Eros is, where the natal Eros is. That's my answer. Sorry. I don't see it that I have it drawn in on your chart. Um, yep. Okay. Maybe Stacy is having technical difficulties. I'm not getting an answer from her either. All right, let's move along. Next one. Who is next? I think the next name on that list that Stacy made up, because we'll just maybe Kathy. Is Kathy Boynton still here? A lot of these folks step in and they say hi and then they kind of go to sleep after they hear my voice. or they just step in to say hello. Kathy, are you here? Kathy. Ah, I saw her. Missed, but I get it, I guess. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, that's cats. Okay. I'm trying to understand what's written here. I'm sorry at Kathy Boykin. I put Abatha again and where she came back in at the chat. I saw her miss, but I get it, I guess. Now Stacy's saying she's here. Oh my God, we must have some slow stuff. Why can't you see me? I don't know. I can see you now. I see you right now. That's the first. I saw the I am here at 9, like literally 1 minute ago, but I didn't see you before then. Might be the your internet wherever you're at and the speed and all that crap. Yes, but cats moved a bit. Kathy is here. Okay, so Abatha would have been back at that point, right? Because Abatha came back before everybody came in. Okay, here's her answer. Now I see it. I'm sorry. You know, my problem, okay. Yeah, but where is Eros in Scorpio conjunct my Scorpio ascendant? Okay, and so are you saying, oh, you're both Scorpio ascendants, and you're saying then hate not being able to chat. His Scorpio is on my ascendant. And where is your Eros? Oh, is that your natal Eros? Yeah. We're gonna have to, you know, that's discussing 2 charts and yeah. Do his Scorpio on my ascendant. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have time to give the link to folks. I have people who've paid and I have to get to them. You follow what I'm saying? So we can look at this again. Maybe when I have more of the energy or more of the information would be helpful so I can give you a better answer that has more of the information present. Okay, Abatha, what am I looking at? Abatha now says she's here. Abatha, what am I looking at? Abatha, are you still here? Okay, here we go. There we go. I got a question. All right. What's coming towards me when it comes to business? I just started my small business selling perfume. Ooh, perfume. Oh my God, this girl's like a super creative, huh? Perfume. Interesting. Interesting. All right, let me get your chart on here. Let's see business-wise how things are, what's kind of like that looking like for you. Let me get this on here. Okay, I'm clicking on it. Just give me a minute. Stuff is moving at a snail's pace. Okay, I think we got it in here. All right, let's get that out of there. Let's hide that and let's get this up in here like that. Okay, let's see what we can see, okay? Let's get some transits on for you. And then after Abatha, it's going to be, I know my brain's going, not going, but you know what I'm saying. I'm thinking about other stuff already. Because there was another person that sent money and I got to get to them. Okay, so making money, second house. All right, interesting, right? She's got Saturn going through the second house and the North Node is there. Second house, money, income. Let me go see where that Jupiter is working for you. Okay, Jupiter's going to retrograde. Okay, Jupiter and Saturn. You don't have anything though there. Okay, but you do have a lot in water up there. And your midheaven is at 11 degrees in water. Okay, interesting. The node's going to get there. I'm liking this for you, actually, Abatha. As this south node gets lower in numbers, because that's how it moves, 17, you're just a couple of months away when the north node right here, I said the south node, I think, but when this north node is going to trine your midheaven, your goals, what you're working towards, your career. And so this thing that you're doing, this business, that's you trying to create some long-term financial stability. It's what you're building, right? Yeah. And being your own boss, absolutely. That's a big deal with the midheaven, being my own boss, being the authority figure of my life. I like that. And I love that it's Pisces energy in your second house of money, because Pisces is a very sensitive sign, sensitive to sound, sensitive to touch, sensitive to smell, right? Absolutely. I love this for you. I love the way that looks. That's so awesome. And you even have your Venus. What's that degree? At 8. So what will happen is as this node goes down in numbers, it'll trine your midheaven, and then it'll trine your Venus along with some other objects that you have there. So, the only thing that is because all these freaking retrogrades, the Saturn will stand still, the Jupiter retrograde, which hopefully that can bring you something really beneficial. Let me see if you have anything in those higher numbers. I think you do. Yeah, you have Sappho at 29, but Jupiter's not going to be at the 29, but your Vesta is at 26. I'm liking this for you because the Jupiter will stay in your 6th house of work. And Jupiter can bring definitely a creative vibration to our work, for sure. Ancient ruler of Pisces. And guess what, right? You got Pisces in your 2nd house. So I'm loving this for you, actually. I think this looks good. Now, this is just me taking a quick look, but, Venus is going to enter your 9th house. You're going to have a Venus return in Scorpio. And it's going to be about our shared values and our finances and our money. Bonded, deeply bonded energy. And it's also, like other people's money too, and being on the receiving end of it possibly. Yeah. So definitely keep working at it. That's for sure. The only thing that I can throw like just some plain logical common sense stuff too is just keep that information close. Don't be just I just know that we're going to be in this grand water trine energy for a while, which is good, right? But it can also be a little tricky when we have like Venus and Neptune energy mixed together. It's a great time, but we also want to just hold our values close because there can be some deceptions with people just in general. Some can be intentional, some cannot be intentional. It's just that energy in general. So, starting off something, if you've got something that somebody is actually finding value in and purchasing, you would want to guard that. You follow? You'd want to guard that. Okay. So that's what I'll say there. Okay. So just so we're clear, let me go back and check the email real quick. Okay. Oh, Jennifer Murphy, I see. I got it in my email. I see you sent a gift. Thank you very much. Yes. Jennifer Murphy, I need to have your birth digits, right? You said I already have them though? But do I have them under a different name? Okay, E. Franks said I want to get on the list for tonight. All right, E. Franks, the list begins by the chat. Yeah, we go through an order on the chat, but I see you there. Thank you for sending the email. We're just going to keep going through this chat and get to everybody. All right. There you go. Ember Grudge. Thank you for sharing with people how they can get in here. Derek Briscoe, how the hell are you, amigo? I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for checking in. You just popped up. I don't know how long you've been here, but I just flipped over to the chat and I'm like, dang, there's Derek Briscoe. I hope you're doing good. All right, I got to keep moving here. So, oh, Stacy, I'm just realizing what you said in your thing. You were saying it's his Eros in his natal chart on your ascendant. Okay. My brain was thinking the other way. I'm so sorry. His Eros on your ascendant. Well, it's Scorpio energy for one, Stacy. Like, you know what I'm saying, right? I know you know what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So, Kathy, I think I said a couple names were next. We're going to Kathy, and then I have to get Ember up here. Yeah. Ember, I have to get you in here. You were here and then you left and you came back. All right. So, Kathy, what am I checking out for you, Kathy? Oh, Kathy's starting a new job on the 27th. Well, that's a good question. Let's check you out real quick here, Kathy. Kathy. Okay. Sorry, I don't know if y'all could hear that. Something spilled out there. And my housemates are like making all sorts of funky noises. All righty. Let's see. Kathy Boykin. I know I have you. Question is, wow, I have a lot of Kathys. Yeah, I am trying to see. Kathy, do you have your birthday? I somehow have a lot of Kathys, and it doesn't say Kathy Boykin in here. I don't know why. I thought I had both your first and last name in here, but I guess I don't. And I'm wondering, is this, yeah. Martin, thank you. Okay, because I'm just like, dude, there's other Kathys, but Boykin's not here. Okay. Let's see. All right. We got to move. All righty. That helps a lot. Thank you so much. Let's get you on the screen. Okay, software, come on. Get on the ball. There we go. We got you. Will this bring me the financial stability? Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see how this works for you. Okay, we got Saturn in the 5th. Saturn is work. Where's your natal Saturn? Oh, okay. You got it in Cappy in the 3rd house. So it's local. Is it local work? Are you close by? 25. Okay. I like that the Saturn retrograde is going to stop right on your Pallas Athena, the strategist. I like that. That's where the Saturn retrograde is going to stop. Saturn is our work, folks. The thing is, okay, you got this up here at 20. Let me see what else. Oh, you're going to have I'm hoping this is going to be really beneficial. I'm hoping for you, because that means you're going to have Saturn trining your midheaven. You have a 29-degree midheaven, and eventually Jupiter is going to get up there too. And that midheaven is all about my long-term financial stability. The only concerns that I have, just like I've been telling everybody else, is that we are coming upon a Mercury retrograde, and the Mercury retrograde is in Saggy in your 2nd house. It begins at 6 degrees and then it goes back to 20 degrees of Scorpio, which is your 2nd house cusp line. And then it goes forward again. So what that means is the 2nd house is your money and your income and your values. Mercury changes things. It doesn't have all the details. It doesn't have all the information. So sure, you can get this job, but there just might be something that changes once you have it, at least something with what you value, what you desire, and your love, your money. And shared values is a big part of this. So whether it's something with insurance, something for insurance, hopefully to get insurance, but Mercury going backwards and stopping right on your second house cusp line. So that tells me that there's just something else that has to be revealed, something else that you're going to find out about. It just might be, who the heck knows? Maybe something changes as far as the work duty, the work responsibilities. Maybe it involves traveling, talking, telemarketing, because it's Mercury. Social media can be part of that too, but there just might be some additional stuff, but probably learning, maybe some on-the-job training or just some additional something with learning because it's Mercury. Sales might even be part of it too because that's Mercury too. Yeah. And Humea is going to be, wow. So your Humea, okay. So that gives you like a health report card of the shared values. Let me see what else I can see real quick. This will trine your Mercury. You have Mercury at 20 degrees up there. And it is, your Mercury in the 9th house is higher learning. So learning comes up again. I don't know if they told you there's other stuff you're going to have to be learning. And it might just be like additional certifications. It just might be stuff like that. There might be some easy online stuff you have to do. Once people get a job, they might have to just part of the training. But traveling, Mercury, yeah, can also be traveling. So the going back and forth and reviewing, going over the details, that's what Mercury's job is. Going over the details of our shared values. And let's see, the Saturn 2025. Yeah, in terms of answering that question for the long term, you will probably feel like that once we're into the new year. As long as everything stays, because Mercury retrogrades tend to slow things down. There can be some confusion. There can be some back talk like, okay, well, we thought this and now it's this. There can be a lot of that happens where somehow new information comes forward and then it changes things. So for me, looking at your chart, the Saturn and your work in your 5th house, trining your midheaven, but not really super strongly. I guess it is because Jupiter's right there too, but your midheaven's at 29 and Jupiter stops at 25 and goes backwards. You see, Jupiter goes back to 15 degrees. So it even passes up your Mercury in its retrograde. And typically a Jupiter in a retrograde should be beneficial. And you have a lot of stuff down over here. You've got stuff at 13. So that, you've got some at 19 and 13 that can be helpful. I just like the fact that it's at least Jupiter close to your midheaven. That's good because that is about a long-term commitment. And I'm looking at your Neptune. See the Neptune, the partnership energy? It's on your Juno partnerships and it's Neptune. So whether this is institutional energy, government energy, hospital energy, because it's Neptune, but something with the institutional energy and Juno. I know it's in Aries, which can be very physical and active, maybe even youthful, maybe even military. Plus, you have Venus going through the 12th house. Again, institutional energy, even in partnerships. You have Venus there. So you can come back again next week and we can look at it a little bit deeper. We can go a little bit further and look a little bit more down the line, push those planets a little bit further on to see, a little bit more into the new year for you to see like how that's going to look if you want to do that. But I like that you have a 29 degrees midheaven and that Jupiter is going to be there eventually and Saturn will be trining that. So to me, I'm liking that. And congratulations on starting a new job, Kathy. I hope that helps. Oh, training, 7 weeks of training. Well, there you go. There you go. Absolutely. Mercury. Well, then that's good news. That's good news. I think it's good news as opposed to, them finding out different information. 50-mile commute, 7 weeks. Okay. Then Commute for 7 weeks, then work at home. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Good God, that's great. I hope it works out. Not saying it won't. I'm just saying I love hearing good news. That's what I'm saying. All right, we are moving on. Amber Grudge, let's go. Let's get you in here. We got to get to. Okay, it's great to meet. I'm looking forward to getting to know the. Oh, that's Frank. Yeah, Frank. Frank, yeah, you are definitely. We want you part of our group. Frank, you were here last week. It was great having you here. Okay, so Ember, are you here? Are you ready? Ember's doing a different name. Let me get your chart up here and let's take a peek at what we're discussing for Ember real quick. Okay, and then Jennifer Murphy after that because Jennifer Murphy sent me money. Okay, we got to get to that. Okay, so Ember, I'm trying to read your email. You sent me a really big email earlier. And I just need to get to the well, it looked really huge because I was on my phone at the time and I was like, oh shit. Okay, so I'm trying to see what there was so much. You know, I know your brain, man, it goes over a lot. I'm trying to look for how to narrow this down to what can I answer for you? There's a lot here. You know what? Yeah, let me get this. So let me go to the B's real quick. I think I have the gist, and I'm hoping I even made a quick response. I don't know if you saw my quick email response because I'm feeling like from all that stuff I read in the email that the Pluto retrograding like showed you some stuff that you weren't, that just like wasn't obvious before and made it obvious to you. And it was like, oh shit. So hopefully that's going to be over. Okay, let's get this chart up here. Okay. Yeah, let's get this on here for you. Yeah, so you did see that? Okay. Oh, okay. All right, got you. I know. You're not the only one who does that whole name thing. Everybody has so many ghost accounts. And I get it. I want people to be able to have their privacy. Like if that's what they need, that's perfect. Seriously, I need to know in advance. Then it helps me, but no, you're good. You are good. All right, so what's going on with you from now to roughly to the end of the year? Okay, so let's see how the Jupiter retrograde is going to play out for you. Okay, Cancer energy in your 4th house, and that's where Jupiter is in your emotions. You follow? You got Jupiter in the 4th house. So that's the other thing is that the last time you were here, Jupiter would have visited your Pandora's box, and Jupiter retrograding is going to be going back over that Pandora's box. So this brings up a lot of past and a lot of history, which is more than likely a lot of that crap that you talked about, that extreme stuff that you shared with me. There's the Pandora at 20 degrees at the Scorpio degree in Cancer energy, which is also history, also the past. And I'm not talking about your childhood past. No, I'm talking about the soul memory kind of childhood shit, from other lifetimes, other existence, other realities, however you want to look at it. So knowing this Jupiter is going to go backwards, it's going to go over that, but it's a retrograding Jupiter, which is supposed to bring more of the good and the protection and the beneficial energy. Now, because it's in your 4th house, it can still increase emotions, bottom line. And it's the deep, intense stuff from the past that it will trigger when it goes over that Pandora's box. And what makes that Pandora's box extra interesting for you, my friend, is it trines your Uranus energy, which is at 19, and it's a retrograding Uranus. Do you see? So that means the Jupiter triggered that, but it triggered this too. So shocks and surprises with deep bonds, deeply bonded energy, partnership energy. And look, we got Mars on your Uranus right now. You see this? And Mercury's right here. So this was the perfect time for you to bring this up and talk about this, because this is, yeah, Mars is triggering this Uranus energy. So anytime we mix Mars and Uranus together, we always have to just be cautious. We just have to be cautious in general. It's even in the software. When I've read it, it would say, if you're doing work and if you're working with a new tool, slow down, because sometimes people cut themselves because they are doing something that they're not familiar with and they're in a rush. So it says to just chill and slow down, because the mixture of Mars and Uranian energy can be dangerous. You follow? Like it just can be. So we want to be cautious and take it slow. And that's going to be probably a really good thing to keep in mind going forward in significant, deeply bonded relationships, because of this Uranian energy, which screams excitement and new. You follow? But it's still in Scorpio. So that excitement and that new is still going to have history attached to it. So the slower we go, the more time we have to see things that we probably didn't see before, right? And that's just good basic common sense. And I'm not saying you've rushed things. I'm reading Uranus in the 7th house in Scorpio, which says, whew, yeah, lightning bolt. Let's do this, right? Let's partner up, professional and personal. Okay. So we always have to force that energy to kind of slow down a little bit. Or if we're willing to ride that electric magic carpet, we have to realize that we're really moving fast, and we will just have to learn how to pace ourselves emotionally, right? And a whole lot of other ways too. Okay. So with all that said, what we have here is the Jupiter going to be doing that retrograde, going over that. So it's going to be triggering that Uranus energy. Now, when's that going to be for you? We're going to move this ahead, because I think this is, probably key in your chart. Jupiter's at 25 in a month. At 25, it's beginning the retrograde. Jupiter stays, let's see, December 18th, even a month further out. I was about to say something. I had to cut that because I realized that'll take me somewhere else. So Jupiter at 22 degrees now, another month out, which means it's conjunct your Pandora's box. Again, it's home and family and emotions. So yes, family, mom energy can be part of this for sure. I will add here too that you do have Black Moon Lilith going through your 7th house as well. And this would be tricky energy, because if you got Black Moon traveling through partnerships, the water energy, while you got Jupiter down here, which trines this energy, and the Scorpio can be inheritances, right? Okay, I also wanted to see your Neptune, because when I first read your email, it was like Neptune. You have Neptune in the 9th house, but it's at a freaking Scorpio degree. Okay, so is there any way that there is like a professional that you can sort through some of this crap with? Like, I don't know, your job, if you have insurance. 20 degrees, this is more Scorpio. And Scorpio energy sometimes needs help to decipher all the emotional crap. Now, I know you have your own special system. I get it. And maybe that's the last thing you want to do. But it just seems like with Neptune, because Neptune is strong in your chart, it's intense. And it can really go whoosh, because of it's a retrograding Neptune. And because it's in your 9th house of Jupiter, it can go whoosh. like triple overload. So that can make things confusing. Even though we can navigate using the astrology, we can still have a Neptune effect. There can still be where we can misinterpret some things sometimes. Okay. So I just want to make sure that I say that because Jupiter is such a big deal, such a huge deal here. This is why this is so tricky. And yes, you've got the connections. This Pandora is in a quincunx with you, right, with your Neptune. So there's so much karma and fate stuff involved in this history stuff. It's it goes pretty darn deep. So with the Jupiter part of this, wow. I'm sitting here like, how do I read this? Like, this is some, everything's going to be triggering this intense, deep stuff. And it's based on the beliefs about your future. You follow? Also the beliefs about, whether it's traveling or foreigners, foreign languages, foreign countries. This is all Jupiter energy. Beliefs, religious beliefs, freedom, let me see if I can see over here in your other water. Do we have anything that might help this out? Saturn 25, because we're already looking at December. You have Venus at 27 in Pisces here. Okay. This can be difficult as well. Now, Venus normally very benefic. I'm not saying she's not good here. I'm not saying she's not benefic. But it can be confusing and complicated with desires and with love and with who and what I value. It's not just a Venus and Pisces. It's a Venus and Pisces in your 12th house. So again, this would take a lot of navigating to see clearly, to understand, is there somebody around me being deceptive? Or is it my perceptions that are deceiving me? A little bit of both, probably. But at the same time, you're dealing with a crap load of this ancient history and karmic and like fated type of energy in your chart. This is a doozy. You have, your charts. When you bring your stuff to me, I'm always like, wow. And December, we're still in the same spot. We now have Pandora's box transit, right? She's in your 7th house now. Pandora is now in Libra in your 7th. So let me back this up like by a week, because she's going to be on your descendant conjunct your Pluto. Yeah, and there it is. So let me back it up a couple more days. I want you to have a heads up with this. And the Pandora can be tricky, and I probably don't have to tell you anything about it because you've already experienced it. But it's kind of extra tricky for you because you have Juno across the chart. My partner, Juno, you have Juno in Aries at 17 degrees. And look, you have Pluto at 17 across the way. And look, Pandora's there. And this is the kind of a chart. This is the kind of a chart where sometimes when people have charts like this, they kind of pick a solo path because it's simpler. Because there is so much history with people. It's not that you can't have relationships with people. It's almost as though you have to remind yourself to somewhat be detached to some degree, to have a certain amount of a healthy distance, which would be really important because of all the history involved. Again, this is way before what we understand to be this lifetime. Because there's so much history here, this would be so hard to navigate in terms of getting deeply involved. Because Pluto, wherever Pluto is, it's a promise. This will never stay the same. These significant one-on-one relationships will never stay the same. They'll always be in a state of change and flux. And if you're getting into partnerships with males, right, this is romantic energy. This degree that this Pluto is at. These are romantic partnerships even, okay? So this makes this so extra, just, I think you even mentioned the word trigger, right? in the email. And yeah, this is that. This is that because the Pandora is going to be here. So, what does this all mean? It means you're being cautious. It means you're creating distance and space. It means that the people coming into your life can present one way, but things are going to change. And the point is, how do you keep yourself safe and sane through all of it? At the end of the day, how do you do that, right? And that is your lifetime. That is your lifetime. Because the things that I'm talking about, they stay in the same spot for you. This is in your birth chart. So Pandora going into the 7th house can create more difficulties. Especially with the Pandora on Pluto. Stuff from the past. Sure, this can bring up some inheritance stuff because it's Pluto and it's significant relationships, and Pluto rules the Scorpio energy. So there might be some of that here. That's a possibility. The thing that I've been optimistic about for everybody and for you is Jupiter, because it's a retrograding Jupiter. Hopefully it can provide you some assistance, some benevolence, some protection. The reality is, though, and I'm just going to keep it real with you, Jupiter is not your great benefic in your chart. Venus is. Venus is your great benefic. So you do have Venus going through your 8th house at this time. Again, this is the house of insurance and of inheritances. It is. She's your great benefic, and I'm just going to take a quick peek. She is trining Mars exactly, oddly enough, December 8th, December 9th. I would even say like December 6th, December 7th, December 8th. Venus trining your natal Mars. Of course, before then, she'll be trining your Mercury. So it's the 12th house energy that gets activated as Venus goes through your 8th house of Saggy energy, court, lawyers, right? All that kind of stuff. Insurances, and it'll trine your Mercury. So normally, because it's a Venus, which is your greater benefic, hopefully this is the news that you want. Hopefully it's good news. It can be. These two are sisters. They talk, they communicate well together. They're both in fire, so it initiates something that's a start of something new, hopefully. And then it'll be Mars, which then takes action. I'm just looking to see if there's going to be, even the sun is traveling. Oh, then the sun starts to go into your 9th house at this point, conjunct Neptune. Okay, so then the conjunction of Neptune energy can be tricky. Again, deceptions can be the thing, but it can also be dreams and fantasy. And not that has to be 100% fictional, but sometimes if our Venus is good and strong, we might have where, oh my God, are my dreams coming true type of energy. It's a possibility, but I want to be clear. You do have some very tricky stuff with Pandora here. You do have, it's absolutely here. And the Jupiter, yeah, this can be foreigners, yes, it can be. But knowing all of this, seeing it ahead of time, create the distance, do what you got to do to do what you got to do. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to jeopardize anything that you're going through. Okay. Hermiting in my North Node. There you go. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Oh my God. It's so strong, Amiga. You've got, woo. Yeah, that's okay. Got you. I understand. Don't worry about it. So yes, this is the plan, right? I know you know about security, especially online. So you do what you got to do. You go on lockdown mode. You have to create some distance. You just have to. And the main thing is, your own sanity and your own health and well-being. That's the main thing. So December is there can be some good news. There can also be, tricky stuff that comes along. What I like, and I'm going to kind of close it off here. And if you want a little bit more, like I said, you can come back next week or Whenever the end of the month, my private lives for October, I think I might have one spot left. I can't remember, but let me know, because then we can spend some more time without it being public. This Saturn at 25 degrees, it's not restricting anymore, right? It's not retrograding. It's at 25, and your natal Venus is at 27. So the Saturn going forward on your great benefic Venus, remember, Saturn is long-term financial stability. So if Saturn's going forward, she's not restrictive anymore, right? Talking to your Venus, they're going to be hand in hand for a while, which is nice. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you that the things that are lining up where it can bring some goodness, including Venus with the Jupiter, because Venus and Jupiter will be talking by transits. They'll be having a communication. And that's good news for you, because Venus is your great benefic. So, yeah, it's so tricky with you. Yeah, you're feeling good, right? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because then I just, I'm really cautious with people who are in a situation that you're in. I've had other folks before where they were kind of in, not identical to yours by no means, but similar, where they had to be really careful. So yeah, let me. You are welcome. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just send me an email. I'll tell you how that works, because I don't think you've ever sent me an email about that. But yeah, we will definitely go through that if you want to go a little bit further. Okay. And thank you for the update. Thank you for the update. And here is crossing my fingers for you and for good news, amiga. Absolutely. Your Venus, who is your great benefic, has a lot going on, right? She's going to be talking to Saturn, and I'm liking that for you. I'm going to move this ahead real quick. Oh, okay. So I got there. Yeah, by the new year, Bonfire, if you're still here, at the beginning of the year, the Jupiter I was looking at conjunct your Pandora, Jupiter's like at 21 degrees at the end of the year. It's still at 21, which is the Jupiter degree. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. That's like December 30th. Like, it's still sitting there. And so you just got to keep doing what you're doing and tread carefully. And that would be the best recommendation in partnerships where you are, whether it's blending and merging with values, merging energetically in any way, shape, or form. You just have to be extra cautious and slow. Extra cautious and slow. Time would be important. And the reason that matters so much in your chart is because Saturn is your great malefic, and Saturn rules time. So when you rush through something, it's going to end up, especially domestic stuff, because you've got Saturn. I'm looking at your chart. You've got Saturn, a retrograding Saturn at 7 degrees in Virgo, domestic energy, right? In the home. And it's in partnerships, 7 degrees. Saturn, when we rush, Saturn throws us to the back of the line. It's like Simon Says. You didn't follow the steps properly. You didn't take your time. You broke some rules, maybe not legally, but you may, Saturn just says, I'm Simon. And unless you heard me say Simon Says, I'm throwing you to the back of the line. And you have to start over again. So we really have to honor the tried, true, and tested with Saturn. it forces us to have patience and to go slow. And if we don't, well, it gives us those lessons. Okay? So just remember, you have a retrograding Saturn. Okay, moving on to the next one. And we're going to go to, I have to find Murphy because that's the next person who sent money tonight. And I don't want to not get Murphy in here. And let me go find the chart. Murphy says I got her digits, so maybe I've looked at her chart before. Murphy, are you here? Let's see in the chat. Murphy, are you here? I don't want to read a chart if somebody left. Hello, hello. Murphy, are you here? Is Murphy here? Oh, so Murphy said I sent my digits in the email. Oh, okay. So I have never drawn up your chart before. All right. So Murphy, can I set up? Your email bounced back. I've got your digits right here. You have my chart, but we cannot find it. Well, I didn't even look for it yet. So I'm just reading an email from you. It says you just sent it. Do you want me to? I have your digits. I see what you have here. If I can find your chart, do you want me to do this right now, or do you want to just go ahead and do what you have here, which is to do something privately? I can do both. I mean, I could take a quick look here and then, or how, I'm here till 11. I can take a look because you sent me money. But if you still want to do something private after that, then we can do that. Or I can just, let me see what she says in the chart. Maybe she'll want to communicate via email, which is fine. If you want to communicate via email. Yeah, I see you here in the chat. I was reading your email. Yeah. Yeah. Can I just set up another time? Yes. So you're saying, let's just do it. Yeah, actually, I actually recognize your face. It's been a minute. I recognize the picture on there. Yep. In the past, you couldn't find it. Oh, was that one of the charts that? Yeah. So she's like, let's do it private. Okay, we can set that up, but we'll have to arrange that through email. So when I'm done with the live stream, we'll communicate then. Okay. Okay. Now she said, okay, a quick look. All right. Let me go find the chart. And if it's not here, then I will create your chart for you because you went ahead and you sent the money. So let's see. Let me go find you. Yeah, you might have been one of those charts that every blue moon, I don't know what it is with this well, I know it's my chart. Sometimes things get really weird and I'll create a chart and it'll be a little on the wonky side. Oh, October 21st. It says Murphy. So have you seen your chart and do we know if you are actually a Capricorn rising? That's what this chart says that I'm looking at. But again, I don't want to pull that up if it ain't right. Are you a Capricorn rising, Murphy? Let me double check the digits you sent me. October 21st, 1974, 1343, 1:43 p.m., New Ulm, Minnesota. Okay, all the digits are right. All the information is right. I've capitalized what I'm supposed to capitalize. It shows a Capricorn rising on here. Let me get this on here. Add to the stage. Let's see if it'll do it. Oh, it did it. Yay. Let's get rid of that. Man, it's just like molasses. It's like that extra thick maple syrup. It's just going slow. Okay, Cappy rising. All righty. Oh, God, that's right. Now I remember. The sun conjunct. Yep. And we had so many problems. And I was like, oh, no wonder. Sun conjunct Uranus. Yeah, exactly. All right. So quick look. What would you like me to focus on for you? Or what do you want me to Let's see what Jupiter's doing. Jupiter's in her 7th house. Aha. Oh, okay. You have Jupiter in your 7th house of relationships, personal and professional. So Jupiter brings you opportunities as far as partnerships. Okay. Yes. It can also bring back, because it's partnership energy, but maybe something from the past to the present, because Cancer energy is the past. It's moon energy, though, family, but it can even be more like a tribal thing where you could even have an opportunity to, just meet somebody that we have history with. And it might not be history that we recall, but it could be history that we can feel, like we just know type of stuff. It can be that. And what should I watch out for? Okay. Yeah. So Jupiter is going through your 7th. And let me see what else we got here. Oh, well, la-ti-da. Your part of fortune is 26 degrees in Pisces here. At the frickin' Venus degree. Nice. In the 2nd house of money. Nice. Strong creative energy here. Strong creative energy. Creative degree. Pisces is creative in the creative house. 2nd house is super creative. Ooh, I like that for you. So Jupiter is going to, let me get this up here. Jupiter's sitting here at 24. But when Jupiter gets to 25, yeah, it's really going to trigger. Like, you have Saturn sitting here right now. Saturn can restrict, can bring restrictions. So it would be restricting that Venus degree, the money and the moolah right now. But the Saturn retrograde is going to end. Okay. That retrograde is going to end, but it doesn't end until the the end of November, like November 30th, I believe. So there's been a lot of folks where they may have worked with institutional energy, whether it's hospitals and because everything that has to do with healing or the government and the government funding, like insurance money, even different subsidies and stuff like that. There's that domino effect, right? So for some folks, they may have been affected, especially if you're in the US. There's that current administration just yeah, dismantling a lot of stuff, right? Really, really, really changing the way things were. So with that said, some folks may have been laid off, furloughed. Some folks might have to work and not get paid for a while. Once that retrograde ends, though, especially since it's in your 2nd house of making money and income, hopefully things get better if that's how it's affecting you now. Because you have a Saturn up in your 7th house of partnerships, that's long-term work, like long-term relationships. It doesn't just end easily. So shocks and surprises, though, because you've got the Uranus near your sun, but Jupiter is your great benefic in your chart. So beneficial energy when this Jupiter stands still at 25 for you, because it will be triggering your part of fortune. Part of fortune can be like, I won the lottery possibly, or I got some work, I got some money. It's a part of fortune, right? It can be considered good luck. When my part of fortune gets triggered, people will, there will be people who want readings, like work will come my way. Sometimes it's just more gifts than usual. It can be that way too. But yours is in your 2nd house of money. So whether it's beauty, love, because it's desires, food can be a factor here, but it's that Pisces energy, smells, taste, touch, make-believe, fantasy, prayer, meditation, but sound, music, and creativity, and Hollywood and sci-fi. Like, that's all really strong energy for that Pisces stuff. Your midheaven, 8 degrees. So with that midheaven career, it can also be significant one-on-one relationship, as in my long-term relationship, as in like marriage partnerships, but professional partnerships too. You have a retrograding Mercury up there, and the Mercury retrograde, nope, this doesn't go through there. So you don't have to worry about that. You just had, all right, let's see. When the sun gets to your midheaven, this is about recognition. You receive recognition when the sun gets up there. That's a good thing. That's usually a benefit. I'm just trying to look at some of the other things. Right now, you have Hygeia trining your midheaven. You have your natal Jupiter down here trining your midheaven. Oh, Lord. You have a retrograding Jupiter. Jupiter's your great benefic, and it trines your midheaven. So when, yeah, what exactly is Sun conjunct Uranus? Yeah, okay. What should I watch out for? Well, Saturn can create restrictions. And I'm curious why you're concerned about your midheaven. You've got a strong midheaven. Jupiter's always supporting it. Jupiter's always supporting your midheaven. Your natal Jupiter is a retrograding Jupiter. That's quite powerful. Now, if you didn't have Jupiter as your great benefic, that'd be different. But knowing that we're going to be having a Jupiter starting up a retrograde, that adds more to this power of your natal Jupiter then. So Jupiter's going to go to 25, goes back to 15 degrees. Jupiter will go over your Saturn. That can increase responsibility, can increase professional partnerships, can increase work, but nothing. Your midheaven is such a low number that these retrogrades aren't affecting your midheaven. Now, I know that you have Black Moon Lilith there, but Lilith's going to get higher in numbers, and you already survived Lilith. So what's the concern? Yeah, that's at 8. Okay. Uranus, okay, is over here. All right, let me go see where Pluto is for you. All right, you got Pluto there. I could see a concern about your midheaven when Pluto starts squaring your midheaven and squaring your IC, your home. Pluto's going to be making changes, that means. I know you have your natal Pluto here, but that's at 7. So this is some ways off. Pluto's at 1 degrees. But absolutely, when it starts connecting to your midheaven, or when it starts connecting to your natal Pluto, it's a trine, by the way, which means big changes are going to just easily happen. But that's some time off. I mean, years. You follow? That's not like in the next couple of weeks or anything. That's some time away. And so to me, like anything big, as far as that midheaven that you're concerned about, yeah, career is your midheaven. So yeah, that's 28. That's far away from it. And you're having the happy birthday season, right? Birthday in a couple of days. You're going to have a Venus return that's coming up. So it might change what you desire, what you value, something with your income and your finances and partnerships. It's like a new beginning. It's contract work, though, or at least something in there is contractual, right? 9th house, the future. See this Venus here? Yeah, but your midheaven is the Scorpio energy, and I'm looking. Trying to see here. So the only other thing I can think of that might bring up some stuff, which is still going to be a whiles off, is this Neptune. Again, not in the next few months. This is down the line when this Neptune will eventually create some uncomfortable quincunx to that midheaven, like when the Neptune gets close. And maybe this is why this is a concern for you right now, because Sirius is right here at 6 today, right now. This is at 6 degrees. And so it's you. This is my emotional stuff, right? My ability to survive. Aries at the very primal energy can be very much about my survival, my individuality, my freedoms, but my ability to take care of myself, to be independent. Aries is all in your third house, right? The mind and the thinking, freedom. Sirius is there. So it's triggering all this. It's really focused on, it's talking to your midheaven at the same time while triggering your third house cusp line. So that's what's going on there. And we have the moon at 29 degrees in Virgo. Work. 29 degrees, critical degree. And it's trining right now for all of us. This is trining part of fortune. Oddly enough, part of fortune's at 29 in Capricorn. So when we're focused on our work and our professional stuff and like, okay, this is what I'm working towards. This is what I'm building, my material security. This would be common for this to be on everybody's radar right now, to just be thinking about these things. But you do have a strong connection right now where things are happening in your mind, where it's in your head. Doesn't mean it's not real. It just means that for your security, for your comfort, and how you feel nurtured, this independent energy, being free and independent, is super important. And what do you have here? You got a Chiron at what degree? At 21. Okay. So you got a Chiron that's retrograding back over your Chiron. So my right to exist, the Chiron energy is big. So that's what's happening there too. Again, this is all in your thoughts. And again, this isn't like it's made up. That's not what I mean. I just mean that it can be like a broken record. It's Mercury. It just keeps going over and keeps playing. It keeps, the mind is busy. And sometimes when the Mercury and the Virgo, the moon, the Virgo, that's also Mercury ruled, like it just doesn't shut off, right? This moon's going to move. And yeah, it'll be conjunct Pandora's box. Now, here's the thing. What did I say? Your Pluto degree? Oh, it's not until 7. Okay. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned about this. Is there something here that you're aware of that I'm not? Like why? I'm just trying to see, and I'm not, that nothing's jumping out at me, like in your chart where it's like, okay, here's the red flag. And I get it, and all the craziness that's going on in general, why people would be concerned just in general, I mean, I totally get it. Right. You're right. I see what you're saying. A new moon is right there. You're right. It's on your sun, which is you standing out. That's where your sun is. The sun is about my ability to uniquely stand out. People recognizing me because I walk in and it's, oh yeah, that's so-and-so, and we get the recognition with the sun. But it's your birthday. So you're right. It's a new beginning, and it can be a new beginning in partnerships. And if you do contract work, if that's a thing for you, when you have a new moon on your birthday, this is called a granddaddy new moon, to be exact, right? Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, they say technically it's when it's a new moon on your moon, but it's a new moon on your sun. So it has to do with you standing out in partnerships, right? And it's typically, especially since you have Venus in Libra, which is really strong. Holy crap. Very strong independent energy, actually. 23 degrees, Venus in Libra. partnerships. It's in that house of the law and lawyer energy. Yeah. New moons usually create new beginnings. Now, true, things could end with new moon energy because we kind of have to make room for the new sometimes. But let's see if we have, no, we got to look for something that might add to your concern. I'm looking. We do have the nodes for you. Okay. I'm looking at the nodes. The only thing you have Estrella at 16. So this south node in the Virgo energy is on your Estrella. Now, Estrella is that energy that just doesn't give up. It keeps working. It keeps fighting. It keeps digging because yours is in your 8th house. It keeps at it. And so the south node is there. And if anything, it might show you, like, I don't know if you feel that you're like that, where you have that don't give up. I call it stick-to-itiveness is what I call it. This south node on that energy on your Estrella will probably show you your ability to stick to something and to not give up, not stop, and to keep working at it. The only caution with that is that if something's ended and if it's over, we tend to not realize it's already over. So that would be the only caution I can think of there, because it is in the 8th house of deep bonds and bonded energy. But again, this is the house of the insurance money and taxes and inheritances and stuff like that, but domestic energy. So possibly work, if your work covers that kind of stuff. You do have, partnerships is like, I see the number 7 show in your chart a lot. So partnerships and Libra energy is really big. Balance is really big in your chart. I see it in a lot of places here coming up. Even your Neptune is at the 7 degrees in your 11th house. But yeah, no retrogrades are affecting your midheaven. Jupiter retrograde doesn't affect it. The Pluto retrograde doesn't affect it. The Mercury retrograde does not affect your midheaven. You do have the Mercury retrograding. It starts here on top of your Neptune. Your Neptune's at 7. The retrograde begins at 6. Now, you do have Isis there at 6. Aha, Isis at 6. Isis can be like a rebirth energy. Isis is the wife of Pluto. Isis is the one who pretty much brought her husband back to life, who was her brother. Yeah, it's really complicated. Anyway, so institutional energy in a way, and it's connected to that. So if you are doing institutional work and working, there just might be something here where the Mercury retrograde has a change of plans, or again, training, maybe traveling, because we're talking Sagittarius, airlines. If you work with group energy, this might be a thing too. Yep, because the Mercury will go there. And October, you even have Juno sitting here on this Isis energy and your Neptune energy. So let me just bump this out a little bit for you, just like in 1 month's time, real quick. Okay, so there's the Saturn I talked about, the retrograding on your... That was my biggest concern, was a Saturn retrograding, a Saturn on that 26 degrees. Saturn can restrict income. Yeah. So that can be a thing. If you're not already experiencing that, it is possible here. But yeah, I'm still going to say you have Jupiter literally exactly trining your midheaven. So let me look at Mars, because if Jupiter is your great benefic, then Mars is your great malefic. And Mars is here at 10. So Mars will be on your north node. This is a month out. Mars is on your north node. Mercury is retrograding in Scorpio, but she stops at 20 degrees. So it's got, you don't have anything in Scorpio at 20 over that way. You do have Black Moon Lilith at 18, but still, This is more of like personality type stuff. When it's our very fixed energy and personality stuff and stuff with friends, maybe that gets triggered, but can be authority figures, possibly. And let me see what you have going the other route. 18. You do have vertex there. Okay, so a vertex is there, which means you have a vertex on your black moon Lilith, anti-vertex. So there's some fated energy that will get triggered. Interesting. Okay, well, let me see. But that's not going to be by the Mars. I mean, Mars will eventually trine your vertex in the 7th house. But what will trigger this is the Mercury going backwards. So let me push this forward a little bit more for you. We want to see Mercury at, I went too far. We want to see Mercury when she stops retrograding for you. And then, if you want to set something up privately, or if you want to get on the private lives, even that's a Saturday night at the same time, it's private. So there's the Mercury at 20 degrees, even though it looks in this chart, and maybe that's what's freaking you out too. Your midheaven is at 8. Even though it looks like Mercury's at your midheaven, it's not. Your Mercury's at 20, okay? It's 12 degrees away from your midheaven. Yeah, and you don't have anything there natally. But this Mercury at the 20 is receiving a square from vertex points that you have in Black Moon Lilith. So this is, just to give you this heads up, this is in November. This is the last week of November. Now, does this mean that it has to do with your career? This is partnership energy. It could be romance. It could be. There's a vertex point here, which means it's fated, but yet people come in my life, people leave my life, where one door opens, another door, or when one door closes, another door opens. But it can be something that affects my life for the day. It could be something that affects, I meet somebody and we're friends for a year, or we're partners for a year, or for 5 minutes. You follow? At the 19 degree, that is the Libra degree. The vertex points are at the Libra. So these are partnerships. This is stressing partnerships. So when we talk about the retrograde, again, not affecting your midheaven, but it is talking about partnership energy here. And if your partnership and the midheaven, if you're referring to, I think you said career specifically, Leo energy doesn't necessarily tend to be career. And if it is, it would be more like boss energy, like authority figure. So if you're the authority figure, then it makes sense, or whoever your boss is, right? So a square with Mercury can just be, a harsh communication, or maybe something was said that, there was a miscommunication because it's a retrograde. You follow? And it's very fixed energy. Scorpio's very fixed. Leo's very fixed. Nobody wants to be told what to do. So it's one of those things where we take a breath, we take a step back, and we just kind of watch. we just watch carefully. We don't want to say things that we'll regret later on, because Mercury's all about communicating, and it is about learning. And many times when we just pay attention to ourselves, and we're cautious, and we keep our mouth shut, a lot of times those dark clouds just kind of blow over, because we were able to keep our mouth shut and just observe. Silence goes a long way. There's an old saying. What is that old saying? Silence is the big sister of wisdom. You follow? So the vertex does promise November 27th. It does promise you'll meet new people, or there will be a chance meeting or something. It doesn't have to be huge, but something. And it may be, it might not feel great because your personal Black Moon Lilith is involved, and it's in your first house, and she's all about you, your person, your body, your physical appearance. Um, and you know what? Aquarius energy wants its freedom, is all about being the authority of myself kind of energy. So when we have that strong energy, somebody else kind of flexing on us, well, that can cause a problem, can't it? But from what I'm looking at, that's again, that's not like your life-changing career all of a sudden gone type of energy. It's more like, when Pluto and Neptune do that, and those are years off for you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can absolutely just contact me in the email. And because when you do a private appointment like that, there's multiple other charts that I look at. Like that's when I have time to actually go deeper and look at those outer charts, which anyway, there's just more information there. Okay. I hope that makes sense for you. Oh, good. She said, yes, that makes sense. All right. Great. The mind is loud. Absolutely. Especially right now. I don't know if, let me look at your third house again. Okay. You have Aries there. You have Chiron there. Third house is the mind, right? Yep. And your natal Mercury. Oh, Lord. That's why. Your natal Mercury, this is why your mind, yeah, it can go on and on. You have a retrograding Mercury in your chart and it's in Scorpio. Holy shit, the super detective, which means the mind isn't just not going off, but it's always digging. It's always drilling down. It's always searching and digging for more. Like this is the ultimate detective and researcher, an excavator. And yeah, this is yeah, these are the ones who search for artifacts and shit, and they got the little brushes and they just keep searching. Like that's that energy for sure. So your mind, yeah, it also has support from Jupiter. Your Mercury and Jupiter are 2 degrees away from each other, and you have a retrograding Jupiter. So there can be things where in your life, by the mind not shutting down. And I know that's hard. Like I know a lot of people who have a lot of strong Mercury energy in their charts, and it disrupts sleep. Um, and so sometimes they need distractions for their mind, literally, to keep the mind occupied because the mind just won't shut off. So the mundane activities, like real simple things, even if it's like doing the dishes or some people, will do for you, especially creative stuff that can be like one of my housemates. She does like basket weaving and things that require her to pay attention to details, but it takes that part of the mind that will just not shut the hell up, and it forces it to focus on something, and it gives another part of the mind the ability to chill and to relax and get the respite that it needs. Yeah, I wouldn't know that if people didn't share these things with me, because I don't, my mind's a little bit different. Sometimes I do the astrology to go to sleep. Absolutely. Yeah. And so you might have to do certain things, like one of my housemates has like a whole nighttime ritual, this whole thing, and lots of different things. It's not one size thing that fits, this is what it is. You got to follow this. No, no, no. It's really trying to figure out how you can prime yourself and your mind to start slowing down, to start relaxing. And there's lots of little itty bitty things that add up to big things that people do. I do puzzles. My housemate, yep. That's one of the things, yep. Different mind challenge things, yep. And as long as you know what they are, that's good. That's good. That goes a long way, right? Absolutely. Okay, so Frank, I'm sorry I did not squeeze you in tonight, but try to get here next week early. Remember, we start at 9, and it goes in order of how you show up in the chat. So for anybody watching, what you want to do is get your name in that chat as soon as the live stream goes up. And then make sure you're here when I say, so-and-so, are you here? Otherwise, you get pushed to the back of the line. But get here as early as you can. And if that doesn't work, I have the private lives. I know you know about that. I talked about it last week, and we already communicated. But you can, also reach out in an email, and we can set up just one-on-one time too. We can do that too. Yeah. The private will be the last Saturday of the month. So where are we at today? The 18th? Yes, you're right. You're right, Frank. It is next week. Holy crap. Okay, that's next week then. Time flies. You're right, because the following Saturday will already be November 1st. Whoa. All right, so then it's next week. Woohoo. All righty. Anybody's interested, let me know. I book people out for the different lives, the different private lives, the last Saturday of every month, because some people know in advance what Saturday they can do. So get yourself a spot. Yep, definitely, Frank. We got you in. You are in. And we're done, guys. We are done. Yeah, I know I'm done. I'm like, I am done. All right, everybody. Everybody, you have a good night. Here in the Chicagoland, things are still kind of crazy. But if things are crazy where you live, just be cautious, be smart. And yeah, we're just going to pray that the justice system keeps working in the favor of the people according to the Constitution. Like, that's all I'm asking for. That's it. It's that simple. All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody who gifted the channel. Appreciate it. And for everybody who's part of the live stream, the private lives next week, I will see you then. And if you don't know about that and you want to know about that, send me an email. Comment. Emails down below. Send me a message, and I'll explain to you about the private lives and how you can get in on those the last Saturday of every month. All right, we're out, guys. Take care, and thank you, everybody, so very, very much, especially those of you who stepped up and helped with the chat in terms of, who's next. I greatly appreciate it. Till then, bye-bye.